Meeting to order. All right, we'll start on the agenda with approval of the agenda. Any comments? If not, we can have a motion to approve.
I move to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? You're none. All right. Next is approval of the March 11th, 2024 meeting minutes. Anybody that was in attendance at that one, did you have any corrections from the minutes for the March 11th meeting? Second.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? You're done. All right. Sign that real quick. Is elect.
First we accept nominations for
Yep.
the chairperson. A nomination and a second, then you vote and chair. Same procedure. And if there's a new chairperson, then you would trade places with whoever it is, and they would then run the rest of the meeting.
Yep.
So it's really now just for nominations.
I'd like to nominate Scott Huffman.
All right. Any others?
Need-
I'm open to whatever. So
Need
I'm
a second
perfectly
though,
happy
right?
continuing or letting somebody else run it.
Yeah, you
whatever
need a
people
second.
prefer.
All right, I'll second that.
All right. We have a motion and a second. So all in favor for electing myself, Scott Huffman, as the chairperson of the commission, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hear none. All right. Moving on, next would be for the vice chair position. For any new members, the vice chair, I'm absent for any meetings. You would then step in and run the meeting from that point. But that position is currently vacant. The previous person, Mary Jo, is now off of the council. Her term expired. So that's open for nominations from anybody. And you're allowed to nominate yourself if you feel inclined to do the position.
I'd be happy to do it.
I second that.
All righty, we have a motion and a second for
Mike,
Mike Murphy
Yep.
to be the vice chair of the commission. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hear none. All right. Thank you for volunteering, Mike. Good deal. We're done with election of officers. So next up, item 6 on your agenda says update on the CLG grant and NRHP nomination for the Chautauqua Park Ridgewood Historic District.
So I'll be brief. As you, I think, are aware, we did get notice from the State Historic Office of Preservation that the grant was awarded. And so we're in the process with purchasing to get the request for proposals is totally for funding a consultant, and the city also is chipping in for that. So we're hoping to get that posted within the week. We'll see if that happens, but the timeline is such that we're wanting to get the RFP out and then have time for people to respond, then review the RFP, select a consultant, get the consultant under contract, and begin the work when the new fiscal year begins, which is July 1st. So that's the timeline. And we will plan to update you regularly as there are updates. There won't be a lot happening to tell you about at the get-go, but once the consultant begins, we can provide you with their name and let you know who that is. And if any of you have consultants you know of that would be interested in this work, please let me know and we'll add them to the consultant.
Next up is item 7, discussion of educational opportunities for the public and commission members.
We sent out the copy of the work plan
Mhm.
for this year, and it gives some ideas in there for education. And this agenda item, we're particularly looking for opportunities for the public to be educated about preservation, but also for commission members. For commission members, what we are looking at right now is that Preservation Iowa Summit coming up in June 6th, 7th, and 8th. The 8th is kind of optional, but we weren't sure who, if anyone, could go to that summit. As a certified local government, we try to hear, more if it works with your schedule. And we do have some funding in the budget for that. And depending on how many people go, will determine, what we can pay for in terms of, the cost of going to a conference, whether we can pay for everything, including registration, lodging, food, mileage. It just depends on how many people are going and how that relates to the amount of money we have in the budget. So it's education opportunities for the public. If you have any ideas about that, it does give some ideas in the work plan, and then training for the commission members. Those are the two things for that agenda item.
Find out if anybody's.
Yeah, and do we know? Do you know if you can attend that conference? It's in Mount Pleasant this year. I think we talked about it earlier, but like Mike and William, summit put on by Preservation Iowa and the State Historic Preservation Office. They have this summit every year, and it's in a different location in Iowa every year, and it's usually pretty good. They have several different topics for their seminars, and you learn quite a bit about what's going on around the state, and some things that you can bring back and use here names. So if you have an opportunity to go, we need to know probably tonight, because we have to get people registered and things lined up for the conference.
All right. Does anybody know offhand if they would be free to go or interested?
I would be able to attend to it. I would be able to attend it.
You'd be available to?
Mhm.
Okay.
I would like to go, but I'm unavailable.
Okay.
Plans.
Okay.
Mhm.
And Melissa, I know you were thinking of going, but you have a conflict now?
Yeah, unfortunately,